Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some good trades as per usual. And as you guys can probably tell, we have been melting up. Now, I actually wanted to let everyone know I was actually away for a conference and I just got home. So I decided to just make the update video right away for you guys. As you guys could probably like wondering what's going on in the market. What's happening? We're melting up. It's this time. This is the time to buy. And yeah, yes, we are indeed melting up right now. And there is immense amount of FOMO buying. So emotions are really taking over investors at the moment. And I would not be getting into like huge long positions on the indexes just because it's time to FOMO. We will get this correction eventually. So there's actually the possibility that some people are saying that wave one is in, which is this one right here, right? And this tiny little correction here was wave two, or it was like down here, and now we're in wave three, which is like the impulsive wave, which is the melt up wave, right? If it's a wave three towards the downside, it's the crash wave. And if it's the wave three towards the upside, it's the melt up wave. But right now, I see it as like, so we've actually erased a bullish divergence and, bearish divergence, which means the fifth wave could end at any moment. So, I mean, this is why I said, like, I'm not going to be longing and FOMO buying into this market. You're going to get a dip. You're going to get a correction eventually. Maybe it's to the all-time highs first. Maybe we go straight to the all-time highs and we come back down in one. But right now, what we're essentially in is in the fifth wave, right? We're in the fifth wave of a larger cycle. This is the final move up before this is finished, right? And once this finishes, gotta label this as a WXY now. Once this finishes, it will unfortunately bring us significantly lower, right? So I wouldn't try to short like too much this market. Until we get to like the 510. But I mean, if you want to short for the pullback in wave two, just know that this right here isn't going to be your crash wave. This is going to be a buying opportunity, right? This is going to be maybe the last one we get before if we ever do get it, it's going to be the last one before the dumb money piles in all over themselves and gets into the market, because I do believe once we do get over the 480 level on the SPY, there will be like, it's going to be all over the news. The SPY has made a new all-time high. And then like people like, your average Joe are going to see this and they're going to go to their bank and they're going to say, I need to get back into the market, because they probably panic sold too, right, at the lows. And now that they've missed this entire move, they gotta get back in. They gotta get back in. I gotta get in. I gotta get in. So you're gonna see probably like a frenzy of a complete melt up, which is like the scenario that I didn't think that was gonna happen, but it looks like the market wants to have it. So we're probably gonna get up to like 510, 540, right? And it's just gonna be, everyone is gonna get on one side of the trade, and what we're gonna set up for is like a perfect like market crash scenario, and it's gonna take us down to like, I don't know if we're gonna stop at this trend line at the October lows. My best guess is that we're gonna come all the way down to here at the very least, to this upsloping trend line. I think I had it labeled from these lows. Yeah, I think we'll probably come back down to here. And again, this is like so far away, like it's months away. It's like months, quarters away, right? So you don't really need to worry about this when you're buying, right? Although, I mean, anything can happen. A black swan can come. But I see the market melting up and taking out all the shorts. And then we're going to take out all the longs back onto the downside. And there's a lot of people trying to call the top still, that this is an expanded flat, like this bearish scenario that I have outlined. And anything's possible, but it validated a lot of things for me. In terms of Elliott wave theory, you usually want to follow it, and if it validates, that means you know that the count is different, and this is why we had a different count, right? And this is why the IWM count has changed as well, right? If we've taken out the I believe we've taken out the highs here of July, right? So now that this count is different, this is no longer a wave one. It's something completely different, right? It's maybe just an expanded flat, and the market is piling up all over each other right now, trying to buy everything up, and it's really causing a frenzy, which is never good because buying on emotion doesn't end well. Regardless if it's like a sell or a buy, selling on emotions or buying on emotions, it's never good. 1 second, I gotta close this app here. But yeah, overall, the count has changed, and we can follow a count until it changes. And I'll give you guys a good example. And you always have to outline the possibilities. So for PayPal, we actually had this sell area that we got rejected from many times, right? 1, 2, 3, but we kept making higher lows, and it looked like they wanted to push it up a little bit higher. And this this fifth wave that I had finished here, I didn't really like it, right? I kind of liked it a little bit better, where it could form a better structure. And now that we're extending in the final fifth wave, I like it much more, right? Because now we can actually outline a clear count, right? Or at least a better count. And now you can see a 1, a 2, I believe this was 3, and now you're coming down a 4, and then you're gonna finish up in a 5. You should come back up to this downsloping trend line that I've drawn out. That should prove to be a significant amount of resistance and should hold. But again, nothing is guaranteed. There's no guarantee that it will hold. Let me see if I could actually make all these pivot points fit. I think actually I like it better the way that I had drawn it out, because I think we tag multiple pivots by doing this. So overall, well, oh boy, I gotta get this trend line. There's like a whole cluster of Elliott waves here. But yeah, something like this, right? And then you'll run into massive resistance, and then you'll come back down in another fifth wave to finish off PayPal down to 44, 45. Right? So I'll actually draw out another count for the IWM, but I'll have to do it later because I'm just far too tired right now. But let's take a look at ROKU, right? So ROKU today, funny enough, it's actually came all the way back up to our sell area, and look where it rejected from. So again, this is where we got rejected from, and I do expect for this level to hold. But the market being so bullish, you never know. What we're putting here could be bullish consolidation, right? And we may not get this rejection in wave 2. The wave 2 could be set already, right, by a very small ABC correction. Like so. I'll just zoom in so you guys, I'll go on the smaller time frames. So, the wave 1 could be here, finished, and the wave 2 could be done as well, and you could be starting a whole new wave, right? The market can move very fast, although, sometimes it doesn't always follow your plan, so you have to adjust. So there's the possibility that the A wave is in, right? And the C wave is a tiny little thing like that, and we're not going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern down in the A, B, and a C, right? So maybe this is the count, and it's already finished, and it's already trying to go higher, because I believe we have made a new high, right? We made a new high on this wick. So this is probably year 1, year 2, and now you're going to go into 3 of 3, which is like a super bullish time, right? Something like that. So it's very possible you could do that, but excuse me, there's no guarantees in these markets, right? So this is another possible count for ROKU. So I mean, what I'm drawing out in the counts, there's multiple possibilities, and Elliott wave is subjective. So that's why you may get different results from different people. So yeah, the mega caps, other than Tesla, Nvidia, seem to be running out of steam. Apple's able to make another high, another all-time high, I believe. Let me just see here. Did it make another all-time high? Let me just see. What was this pivot here? This was... let me get on the 1 hour. Sorry, the 1 day. It's much easier for me then. So this was a high at 198 and 23 cents. This one looks like a 199 and 62 cents. So you've taken out the highs essentially on Apple, what you're getting now, excuse me, I'm sorry I'm coughing so much. What you're getting now is a possible, right? Maybe this is not a 1-2 pattern, and it's just starting. It kind of looks like a 5-wave move now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I don't like it that much, but I mean, we could make it work as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, right? Something like this. And then you can say that this is an ABC with an overshooting B wave, right? And the B wave, overshooting B waves can extend higher, right? And they can come down, but they'll come down just as fast. So this is another possibility that Apple can keep extending up and just floating higher on light volume, right? We'll take a look at some more individual names here. I believe we've been following StarBUX. StarBUX is just holding right now, consolidating. It's climbing higher. It's making higher highs, and it's making higher lows, which is bullish, right? And this is what's been going on right now. The market environment is extremely bullish, but all dips should be supported, and you should keep going up. So right now, this looks like your 4. Oh, sorry. There we go. This looks like your 4. Although you did come back down past the 1. So maybe you're still in 3, to be honest. So this might be 1, 2, and you're still in the 3 of 3, and you're gonna get a huge impulsive wave on StarBUX, and you'll come back way up, right? Another possibility is that this 5-wave move is done, and this is the A wave here. I actually could make it work on a smaller time frame basis, but this would be the A, B, and now you're going to go into your C leg, which is another 5-wave move, right? So you should be getting, if anything, say the C leg is here, then you should be getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should finish up. You'll finish up right around the 102 to 103.20 area. And again, I know there's some people that I do this for are probably going to be really happy to hear this. So that's good news overall. But yeah. That's it. Actually, I have some stocks myself that I do like. I like Walgreens has been beaten down to a pulp, essentially down to like lows that we haven't seen since 1999. So it's been like 20 years support, right? So now you're at these levels, and people are like, "It's time to sell. It's time to short it." And no, I mean, like, take a look how beaten up the stock is, the dividend yield. Like, yeah, they may have some problems, but does it warrant it being down so low, right? So same thing with like Nvidia being so high. Does this the company's performance and all that stuff warrant the stock being so high? No. So that's why those are good shorts, right? But again, it really depends in the market environment that you're in. So when you're trying to short things that are extremely overvalued, but you're in a super bullish environment, it may not work out in the end. And WBA right now, we're in a super bullish environment, but things are getting beaten down for no reason at this point. So that's why you're getting these nice pops on these names. WBA is going to be a long-term hold. Bristol Myers, I mean, look at this thing. This thing is completely beaten up as well. I'm on the weekly time frame too, right? You're at lows we haven't seen since March of 2020. Actually, this one is not that extreme, but still, it could be a very big cycle low here. You're into a lot of monthly support. Looking at the weekly on Pfizer, I mean, look at Pfizer. Pfizer is at 9-year support here, right? 10-year support, like since back in 2013. So I mean, like when you see this happen and you start to look at, like, we can even look at Pfizer on, I'm willing to bet, so I'm willing to bet, like I was willing to bet that there's probably going to be a lot of buying starting to happen at these levels, and look what's happening. The big money is starting to accumulate. They've been accumulating on the way down because they know Pfizer is probably a good name, a long-lasting name that's going to last regardless of, like, their news and stuff like that. Weekly buying has been going on as well, so they're just accumulating for the long term. So I still like Pfizer, even though it's not that good. There's a 6% dividend yield, so it's quite good. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this do whatever you want, right? It could go lower, and it doesn't mean it's not gonna stop, right? It could end up like Walgreens and keep going down 78%. But yeah, let's move on, and I'll talk about some precious metals and oil. So oil, again, is inside this wave 2 here. So this was a nice little potential ABC correction with the overshooting B wave. You're essentially back in wave 2. I would like to see it come back to this level here. Excuse me, around maybe 75, 74 in an ABC, like so. Here we go, like an ABC, A, B, and a C, overshooting B wave, and finish up there. And then the stochastics will have to reset then, and then you'll come back down on a 303. But this is not good for the economy in the long term, right? It may be very good short term because it means like the inflation war has been won. But really, when you look at the producers, there is very big underlying problems in terms of demand. And that's going to be a very big problem in the long run. Taking a look at natural gas. Natural gas is getting a bit of a bid as you know, is oil, but nat gas could be in some trouble here if it doesn't hold this long-term support. It could technically go lower to the $1 area, which is again another 50% decline to the lows. But again, hey, it's just the name of the game, right? I'm very bullish on nat gas, but it doesn't mean I'm always going to be right. And again, even at the levels here, I would buy so much for the long term. Gold here, getting a very nice bid as the dollar implodes in the last couple of days. So the dollar is now in a full-on like collapse. I wouldn't say collapse, but it is getting extremely oversold. It's obviously going to be due for a big bounce at one point, and that's going to be, you know, maybe the pullback in the equities that we're going to get. Same thing for yields. Yields are getting wrecked at this moment. 20-year yield is getting down to 4.2. The 2 years at 4.4. People are very, very optimistic now, right? And you're not gonna shake them out. They're dead set on low rate cuts, but you might not. Like I said, be careful what you wish for, right? The reason we're gonna get the rate cuts isn't gonna be because we won the inflation fight. It's gonna be because the economy is in such a poor state that we're gonna have to cut it because companies can't survive with these record high interest rates. And neither can housing. And anyways, I think that's about it. I don't really have much to add. But I wouldn't try to short too much anymore. It would be like a buy the dip until the melt up finishes, and after that you can start to look for shorts again, because we have been looking at this weekly with this weekly pattern in the fifth wave, and this is playing out right now, like I've illustrated here. Right, so that's probably where we're gonna finish, and it's illustrating here 505 to 600. I don't know about the 600, but I can say that 510 to 540 would be another attempt at a long-term short position. But anything before then might be a no-no. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.